Good afternoon, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jarrod Horak. And this is our video feature race of the week for Saturday, August 6th. It's going to be the 8th race from Mountaineer, the Grade 2 West Virginia Derby. 3-year-olds, they're going to be traveling 9 furlongs on the main track. Post time is scheduled for 5:21 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a 12-horse field. Let's talk about some of the contenders in here. Your morning line favorite is going to be number 1, Cupid. He's 3-1 morning line. He's going to show speed on the inside. He was first in the Indiana Derby last time out on July 16th. He was first in the Rebel Stakes earlier this year. Now after the Rebel Stakes, he ran in the Arkansas Derby. He ended up having throat surgery, and then he came back, and he was a little bit disappointing in New York, but then he bounced back in the Indiana Derby under Rafael Bejarano, who's going to ride today. Now there's some other speed in here, and he's been shipping back and forth to California since June. So after he ran in New York, they shipped him to California, then they shipped him to Indiana, then they shipped him back to California, and now he's coming back to West Virginia this time. Now we've seen some horses from California ship back and forth and fail. In some of their races, just all that shipping takes something out of them. American Pharoah was one. In the Travers, he did a lot of shipping back and forth to California after the Triple Crown. Nyquist, last week, Nyquist disappointed. He had been shipping back and forth from East and West Coast. And he's also coming back in a few weeks. He just ran on July 16th. So there are reasons to think that maybe Cupid could be vulnerable. And then number 2, No Distortion could be one that's going to pressure him early. He won the Long Branch Stakes last time out for trainer Larry Jones. He has a lot of speed, and Cupid and No Distortion should hook up early. Now TOM is a late runner. He's number 3 at 5-1. He finally got a good trip last time in the Ohio Derby under Javier Castellano, and he was able to get that clean trip and get the job done. He switches to Joe Bravo today. I like the fact that Castellano rode him last time. He got a new rider, he got a good ride, and he got the win, and now he's going to get another rider again. Corey Lanerie had been riding him earlier this year, and he was having some troubled trips. So now Joe Bravo is going to have to get to know him. And in this full field, you can't trust TOM to get a clean trip. Adventist, 8-1 morning line, should be stalking the pace from mid-pack. He was second in the Ohio Derby last time. He hasn't won a stakes race, but if you're playing exotics, he's one you could use. Economic Model is going to be your second choice on the morning line at 4-1, adding blinkers for trainer Chad Brown. He was second in the Dwyer Stakes last time, first in the Easy Goer before that. He beat Cupid that day. Now Kendrick Carmouche is going to ride. He's an aggressive rider from New York. The combination of blinkers on and Kendrick Carmouche riding, and he's going from one-turn events in New York to this 2-turn race. So the combination of all that could lead him closer to the pace than he's used to. So it's possible that Cupid, No Distortion, maybe even Economic Model go out there, set some honest fractions, and set it up for an off-the-pace runner. Forevamo is another one to look at here. He's a late runner at 8-1 morning line. He was second in the Pat Day Mile, second in the Risen Star. If the pace gets hot, you can use Forevamo underneath. The last one, breaking from the outside post, is going to be number 12, Suddenbreakingnews. He's 9-1 morning line. He disappointed last time out in the Belmont Stakes. He was 9th under Mike Smith. That was a race that he was taking money. You thought he was going to run better. He just never picked up his feet. He was a troubled 5th in the Kentucky Derby. He ran well that day. And he was second in the Arkansas Derby earlier this year. Now his good races were under Luis Quinones, and he's going to ride him back today. And another reason to like this horse is if you look at his workout patterns, you can go all the way back to February and you're not going to find any bullet works except his last work at Churchill Downs. He had a 5-furlong bullet. That was best of 34. That was on July 29th. And then his work right before that on July 20th, 5 furlongs in 1:02, second best of 17. So all of a sudden his last 2 works have been much better than how he usually works. He's certainly going to need some help, some racing luck post-12, obviously, in a 12-horse field. He likes to come from well off the pace, but the post position shouldn't bother him. He's a big closer. He'll sit back. He'll make a run. So if he gets an honest pace, and the track plays fair, I think Suddenbreakingnews can certainly get the job done. I liked him in the Triple Crown Series. He was my live long shot that hit the board in the Derby. I liked him in the Belmont as well. Didn't run his best race that day, but switching riders, working well, gets pace help. I think he wins this race. He's fresh and he's ready to roll. So how we're going to play this race for our $40, we're going to bet. We're going to break it up and play 40% of the money to win and 60% to play. So that'll be $16 to win, $24 to place on number 12, Suddenbreakingnews. Now that'll wrap up this week's video. We'll be back next week with another stakes race from around the country. Until then, good luck at the races.